and this is episode 54 of The Baffled Brain Demystifying Dementia. Thank you so much for joining me again today. We are on the last of the introductory videos regarding the analogy or the framework that I have developed called Dementia Made Simple. I call it Dementia Made Simple, to explain the dementia process to people using the analogy of a plane. Well, how did I come about that analogy? I thought maybe I would take a couple of minutes today to explain to people where I came about the analogy. I have been working on being an entrepreneur and learning a lot about marketing and lots of different things like that. And there is a gentleman by the name of Donald Miller that has a product called Business Made Simple. And so Business Made Simple, I purchased a video based training. It's an app, and I've been working through that over the last year or so. And as I was working through it, I'm like, this truly makes sense to me. And he uses the analogy of an airplane to explain marketing and sales and all these different things. Well, as I was looking at it and realizing, I'm like, dementia really does fit within this analogy. And so I started to work it out. So I'm giving Donald Miller credit where it is due that he gave me my brainchild, which is called Dementia Made Simple. Because yes, dementia is complex and complicated, but it doesn't need to be impossible to understand. We can make it simple for people to understand. And so over the past several weeks, we've been unpacking a little bit at a time the different parts of an airplane and how they relate to the dementia and the dementia process and the journey. Each of the subsequent videos and each of the subsequent episodes that I'm going to be doing, we will be bringing back into one of these sections, whether it be the cockpit, whether it be the person with dementia themselves, or whether it be the co-pilot, or whether it be in the cabin, whether it be a passenger on the plane, whether it's a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, a natural support system. I'm going to be putting everything that we do into one of these categories, and over time we're going to be building a big, robust plane with lots of information that hopefully will be searchable over time for people to be able to find easily the information they need to navigate this journey of dementia without feeling so overwhelmed. Part of the reason I started this journey was because I joined a lot of Facebook groups where people with dementia's care partners are, and I heard the despair that people have in not knowing what to do next. And in my own 30-year career as an occupational therapist, going into people's houses and seeing, when I've worked with them one or two sessions and they say to me, "Where have you been? I could have used this information a year ago." I'm only one person and I can only be in one geographic space at one time. And that was part of the impetus for me to start these videos so that I could train people one-on-many where I can give people information over time and for them to be able to come back to over and over and over again and watch these videos. So I truly hope that this is something that is valuable and helpful to people. This final video, this episode 54, is where we put it all together. What are the next steps? So the next steps are, in your dementia journey, that I'm going to be there as a guide walking through this process with you. I'm here to help you. I'm not going to be able to fix things for you, but I can certainly give you some strategies and some ideas. So we're putting it all together in this final episode or this final part of the airplane analogy where we are in the landing process and we're putting everything together. Like I said, dementia is complex, but it does not need to be overwhelming. We can make it easier for people to understand. There are a lot of people out there who are doing similar things to me, so I invite you to watch their programs too. There are lots of There's a lot of good information out there, but I'm trying to make this as accessible. I have a big goal. My goal is to be able to reach the world. My goal is to try to bring people together, collaborate together, give lots of avenues of information, lots of different ways of learning all of this vast information, because it is very much a process that you have to take a little bit of information at a time. My husband, when he was in seminary, we would always joke about seminary being like drinking out of a fire hydrant. You just get a little bit in and a lot goes over your head. Understanding dementia and the dementia process is a little bit like that, like drinking water from a fire hydrant, because it's a vast volume of information, and so much of it is time and detail specific. And what I mean by that is it doesn't help I educate you about something that you're not dealing with yet because you're not ready for the information. And so the process of these podcasts episodes over time will be that you will be able to find the pieces of information that you need when you need it. My goal is to be able to be accessible to you. I'm going to start answering questions again next episode, which will be on Monday, November the 1st. Can you believe it'll be November the 1st? So Monday, November the 1st, we're going to be starting to answer questions. When I answer the question, I'm going to put it into one of these categories where we put it all together, whether it will be in the body of the plane, or if it's going to be in the elevator or the slats or the stabilizers. I will divide it into different parts of the airplane to make it easily accessible and understandable for people. So today's episode is putting it all together. The next steps are we are going to be continuing to unpack this analogy using an airplane, where we continue to work together towards building this out for you to make it a very easily understood and easily searchable format for you for this information regarding dementia and dementia care. I want you to understand that it is possible to thrive despite a dementia diagnosis. It does not need to be that you barely just survive this journey. There is help available. There are people who can help you in this process. And so I want you to reach out to me. You can email me. My email address is thinkdifferentdementia@gmail.com. You can message me on Facebook. You can join my Facebook group called Think Different Dementia Education Group, where we do further education. You can share and subscribe to my YouTube channel called Think Different Dementia. You can also just subscribe to this podcast and listen to the episodes wherever podcasts are found. So yet again, thank you for joining me today. It is episode 54, and I am super glad to be here and super happy to be able to serve you. And the Lord bless you and keep you.